Welcome back to the show, everybody. Bang! Power Rangers Beast Morphers episode number 1. Beast Unleashed. Bravo, Beast Morphers. Bravo. I gotta give you the props. I'm gonna stop the clapping now, because I gave you the furious clap, I gave you the slow clap, because what else do you want me to do? When one episode of this show does more plot development in 30 minutes than most of what the Neo Saban era did in seasons, that's insane. That's insane to think. And I'm not sitting up here saying that those seasons didn't have plot development, but really take a second and really think about what the Neo Saban era was. Think about plot development and how sometimes there was none, and when there was some, you didn't do anything with it, and sometimes it got it right, and sometimes it was heavy-handed. One episode, and this episode did everything to establish the status quo in a way that I can appreciate, not only for someone sitting down to watch Beast Morphers, but as someone who is a fan of Tokume Sentai Go Busters. I'm that dude. I'm that outlier dude who loves Tokume Sentai Go Busters. Because when everybody was hating on it, I was loving it. And then when I watched it again a couple of years ago, it reminded me why I love it. So when I sit down to watch the adaptation of one of my favorite Sentais, and the one thing that I do my best to is to do my best to know that I am trying the best I can to separate this adaptation from the original that I love so much. It didn't take long. I'm seeing the parallels and things like that, but it didn't take long for Beast Morphers to settle into his own. Because like I said, this episode in 30 minutes did a whole lot. We opened the series with some of the most important plot development you can get. The beef between Devin and Blaze. That is important. That's important because, again, as someone who loves Tokume Sentai Go Busters, I know how ultimately important that rivalry is going to be if it's plotted correctly, because some of the best Sentai I ever watched was Hiromu and Enter staring each other down, especially when it got to the end game, and it was some of the best Sentai I have ever watched. So knowing that the show did what it was supposed to do in establishing that, I appreciate that. The show then also went out of its way to establish what's up with Ravi and what up with Roxy with their romantic relationship, which again is like you got Escape and you got Ryuji, especially when Escape came on the scene and started flipping the script in Go Busters. It ain't gonna be like that, but I'm glad that they took that part of what Go Busters was and established it in a way that sits up here and is gonna make that when they have to start using fight footage, that it's organic and that it makes sense. Is that to see everything that Devin went through this first episode, to step up and be a leader in a situation that didn't call on you because all you wanted to do was play around in a battle simulator. When you got Zoe, who's like, I failed the academy, but now the world's relying on you. To know that's what you want to do. Ravi want to sit up here and fight to get his friends back because, Evox is in the building. And it ain't no games being played. What I appreciate the most from all of that, Mer Daniels took the time in that piece where he talking to the leader chick, and he like, let's establish multiverses so we don't have to sit up here and have arguments about it on the internet with fans. We know that Beast Morphers is related to the Power Rangers mythos as a whole, but it's in its own universe because of the multiverse theory just being straight out explained, put out on the table so that there's no guessing. So you don't get dumb, ignorant stuff like Battle of the Red Rangers, and the less I say about that, the better. This is some of the best Power Rangers I have watched in a very long time. And if this is the bar that we are measuring the Hasbro era to, Power Ranger fans are in for a treat. I'm like, this is gonna be that business. Now, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt for it to be that business. So it's either gonna live by that or die by that. It's either gonna be great because it's being adapted from something good, and not even for being adapted because of what Go-Busters was as a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers reference show, technically kinda sorta wiggly a little bit. But because they have something to work with, and it seems that it's being taken with care and pride for what this franchise represents. Right here in the fields, it make Uncle Triple feel real good that this is this business. And I'm like, I can't wait till I get into a flow to get the clowning, talk about L's getting taken, cause yo, Blaze took a massive L. He tried to walk up on the homie Devin. Devin showed out on him. L's, catch these L's. All the rest of the L's that were caught were plot development, but yo, Blaze caught a massive L, not only for catching you an L, because we need to establish you catching an L, but the plot needs you to catch this L, so that you can be on the other side of this conflict, so that this fight footage makes sense. Because I did a stream earlier, and I had my main man, Minister W, like, yo, they using both the escape and the intersuits, and I'm kind of like, why? Here's another magical word. I want to make sure that I leave my stamp on this review of this first episode. Context. The context of, I'm sitting up here being told an hour before I watch this show that they sitting up here using something that was in-game important to Go-Busters, and I'm kind of like, huh? Now that I have the context as of why, yeah, that makes sense in my Street Fighter 3 Third Strike voice, because it does. It works. It needs to work that way, and everything is being established for the greater good of not only this franchise, but for more importantly for me, for telling a great story. This is how you start it, because we have been in past seasons where it started flat and it got worse. This is starting grade A. Grade A off the top. If the care is taken to truly tell a story that is engaging, not only for the kids that is being marketed to, but for the adults like me who love this franchise and always will, and are looking for a good plot and story, then you hitting on every cylinder, and that's what needs to happen. And I believe that this show can bring the heat. I'm like, it's some old faces, it's some new faces, Hasbro doing their thing. We in for a treat. That's all I can really say. And Betty. Sorry. Okay. I had to just slide that in there because that girl short and thick. Oh man. Make Goose the baby. Yeah. I was trying not to, but it is what it is. I'm like, also, while I'm sitting up here singing the praises of good old thick Betty and Ben gonna be some fun stuff, you know what I'm saying, later in the seasons, you know what I'm saying, because Go-Busters didn't really have that for real till the Swag Busters showed up, spoiler. They didn't have that extra comedy because Jen Masato and DJ Stack brought that to the heat. We got that early on because, you know what I'm saying, because of, we got legends like Bulkmeyer and Stolovich, that you gotta have that edge of comedy right there to keep it light, and Betty and Ben are going to be great for that. I can't wait to see, how because I lost my train of thought for a second. How that boy Nate gonna fit into all that, because he sat up here and put in the work. So if I know what I know about the show, because they announced a lot of this up front. So you got Nate, who is going to be your Jim Master. So you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting what they going to do with a BJ Stack, what he going to bring to the table when it's time for him to step up. So it's gonna be interesting to just see that jambalaya, that gumbo mixed up, and it's gonna be something good. I'm like, yo, between Battle for the Grid looking good, between this being a great start for a new day for the Power Rangers franchise, it's gonna be some work. I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly, definitely. So I will be tuning in 7 o'clock, the best way I can to watch this every week. And if I gotta catch it a little later because I'm a little sleepy, then I catch it a little later. But I'm glad you know what? I'm gonna do this. Shout out to my main man, Minister W. I see you, family. Thank you for letting me know, because I won't even think about it. I thought Beast Boy was supposed to come out in April, because that was the last thing that I thought I heard. So I'm glad I did that stream so you could be there to let me know, so I could come here and I can sermon these L's, baby, so I can keep you from catching them and let you stay winning. You know what it is. Regardless of that, we have got more show for you. And all we do around here is we ask you to sit back, relax, and stay tuned, and you chill out. I'm the one and only triple G.O.D. That's the congregation. I got Bessie, I got Janine with me. I'm in the building, you in the building. And we've got more show for you. And we always have it right after these commercial messages. She stepped off that thing. I'm just like, dick, it's dick. I'm just like, yeah. See, that's why this is laid at the end. No one limits it to the end of these. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun season to sit down and watch. I need to go ahead and catch up on Ninja Steel, so have to fit that in through the 50 million marathons I got. But yo, one more time, man. Round of applause for Beast Morphers killing it first episode. Yo, I can't do nothing but give it up. Regardless of that, we got more show for you right after these commercial messages.